No. Okay.
I'm on a different iPad because I was having issues on my district iPad. So I'm going to try getting logged. I may come on twice.
Okay.
But I'll take care of one in just a second.
Okay.
Is who on?
I can see Mike, but you can't hear me yet?
Yeah, we can hear you.
But you're on
Okay,
your cell
I'm
phone.
on my phone. I'm on my cell phone though. Will that work with me?
You didn't
On the
join
cell
the
phone?
audio.
Okay, so how do I get it? Turn it off, right? And it just came back on. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I got to get out of this, but I'm listening.
I can hear.
I'll give it a try again. That's my phone. I went on the line, the thing for the phone.
Oh, we're gonna get all kinds of feedback.
Well, I'm gonna log off the one right now. Did that fix it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I was on my SDRMA iPad as well.
Okay.
Did you go back to Cambodia or something? What the hell is that?
That's Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat, one of the ancient temples.
This.
One of the wonders of the world or something.
Yeah, 12th century temples. It was amazing.
Hey Scott, I'm trying to get back in, and it says join options. It says don't connect to audio. So how do I get out of that? It says don't connect to audio.
Well, you want to connect to audio.
I know, but that's what it's saying. And there's a little green thing I'm pushing, but it stays on don't connect to audio.
No, you have any idea why it's saying that? I have no idea.
I don't know why it's saying that. Hang on, I'm trying to troubleshoot Diana. She's trying to log in and saying that another meeting is in progress. Hold on.
The YouTube looks good. One person watching, is that you?
Might be.
Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean,
We can hear you.
I'm on my phone though.
Yeah. Maybe for this time you just stay on your phone, and we'll try to. Are you on the district iPad, Art? See, now I can't hear you.
I mean, I'm on my phone is why.
Yeah, but when you lean back and you're talking on your phone, I couldn't hear you. See, now I can't. Yeah, I can't hear you now.
And I'm on my phone.
Yeah, but when you lean back, I can't hear you. It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone though.
you. Yeah, I don't. Are you on the district iPad, Art?
Yes, I am.
Maybe later today, you can bring it in and have Nalani take a look at it.
Okay, next time you mean?
Or if you can do it today, maybe after the meeting, because we have a study session tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we're gonna need it. Yeah, well, I can bring it by after I get. No.
There's Diana.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, man.
I did receive an email from Sue Lester very early this morning saying that she had an emergency
Okay.
and she was not going to be able to participate on the call.
Okay. What about Monty? Is Monty on? No.
Monty, are you on the call?
Okay.
No response.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get started then.
Yes.
Okay. Art, you can hear us all right?
Okay. Yeah, I can.
Okay. Well, what's the committee's pleasure? There's the operations committee, or I'm sorry, the operations code that I'm sorry, maybe Angela can fill us in where we left off. I don't know where we left off on operations code, or we can go into the new document, the board's handbook, And Mr. Mosher has made some comments. We can go over those comments that Mr. Mosher's made on the handbook if you want to do that. So what's the committee's pleasure?
I think we stopped at page
It's page 68.
we stopped at 6. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Art. We're pretty hard to understand here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still pretty tough. But go and just, yeah, I guess, sounds like I stay close. So
I
we're
can
on
hear you guys
68?
fine. Yeah, we're page 68.
Okay, so you want to go with the operations code and not the handbook at this point?
No, I'm not, whatever the group wants to, it's been where we left off. It doesn't,
Well, why don't we, how about if we go through the handbook real quick? Maybe go over Mr. Mosher's comments. And if there's after the comments, there's no other changes, we could put that on a future board agenda for adoption consideration. Is that
Talking
okay?
about the Board of Directors procedure, Scott?
Yeah, the handbook.
the handbook, employee handbook.
No,
No,
it's,
the employee handbook we finished.
yeah, no, this is the new handbook that was in your agenda packet. That it's a draft handbook that has never been done before. It's a brand new document that the board doesn't have. And the reason why we created this handbook, it was actually strongly recommended by CSDA. I was at a conference, and I remember I went to a breakout session. Someone said they highly recommend that agencies have a board handbook of procedures on how the board should function.
Yeah, I didn't download that if it was on your last mail out, last email.
Delani, can you post our bring up the handbook so everyone can see
Sure.
it? And can you bring up the
Yeah,
handbook?
we can do
Mr. Mosher's
that.
comments on it?
I'm sorry, Scott, what was that?
Can you bring up the handbook with Mr. Mosher's comments on it? He highlighted these some of his comments.
Sure, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Where did you get the model from CSDA?
No, I think I just did some research. Just a lot of it's like from city councils and kind of formatted to the board of directors, and I had Alan review it.
Okay.
Yeah, did you see that copy of that, Mike?
Yeah, I printed it
Okay.
from the email we got.
There we go. Good.
Oops, why are we looking at that?
Awesome. Is this the handbook or the?
This is the operations code.
Okay. So can you pull up the handbook?
Hang on. Here we go.
That's lovely.
That was
Sorry,
nice.
I'm trying to navigate all this. Hold on.
Was that our Easter pic?
You want me to,
Where are we? Here we go. New share. And we want. Hold, please. Okay. Share screen. There we go. There we are. Sorry about that.
There we go. Okay. And if you can do, can you scroll down or can we do it? No, I guess you're gonna.
I would have to scroll down.
Okay, if you can scroll down then please to like his first comments.
So this here. So his first question was, is this an entirely new document? Is it to be adopted by resolution or ordinance?
Yeah, but I can't see those comments. Can you, can everyone, kind of like stuck on the top of the page right now?
Hold on. Where's it at? is it not moving?
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, no, that's not. I can't see it. Sorry, it's not scrolling. Sorry, it's asking me to do something. Hold on. Oops. Sorry, folks, it had logged me out.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Not you,
That's right.
her.
Well, I had to go print it. I need to print it to look at it. I can't just look at it online.
You don't have to explain to me.
But then I had to change my Wi-Fi and it's complicated.
All right, can you see that now, everyone?
Yeah, can you, there you
Yeah.
go. Scroll down. There you go.
Is it
Can you see
In
scrolling?
that?
front of it, yeah.
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 Okay, very good. So go down to, keep going all the way down. There you go.
Sorry. What was this?
No, not that one. Keep going. There, right. Okay, so board directors meeting. What was his comment on that one?
This also appears to apply to board committee meetings. How about joint board CAC committees, which do not seem to be mentioned in it?
Good comment. I mean, what was the committee thing? I think we should add that to the procedures.
Say that again. I heard part of it. Can you read that again?
Yes, Mr. Mosher's comment was, this also appears to apply to board committee meetings. How about joint board CAC committees, which do not seem to be mentioned in it?
Probably, yes, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a good comment. We should probably add that onto it.
Well, I don't know if we need to specifically say CAC meetings. If we could change the wording of any meeting of the board involving the board of, if the
Yeah.
CAC goes away, then we have to go back to change the policy.
I see what
Right.
you're saying. Sure. So like any other joint meeting, like maybe we could have, like, sometimes I know in the past we've had joint meetings with Midway City Sanitary District.
Or with the liaison committees
Yeah,
or anything
Or-
else. I would just say conduct of the board of directors at any meeting or in meetings involving the board of directors.
Or board of director related meetings,
It's
something like that.
something that would be all encompassing, yeah.
Except we don't want that for the ad hoc meeting. You know,
You don't want it for the what?
we don't want that for the ad hoc meetings, do we?
no,
Well, they-
no.
Ad
not
hoc
the
meetings are
meetings.
guided by the Brown Act and
Right.
some other things that wouldn't necessarily take operational procedures that we're using here. Right, Scott?
Right,
Okay.
ad hoc committee would not apply for this, because an ad hoc committee is, one, we don't, if you have the board doing a joint meeting with an ad hoc meeting, it becomes a board meeting, it just becomes a regular board of directors meeting.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So no, I think that's a good comment. We'll and what Director Schaefer mentioned, we'll make those changes. What was his comments? That was on 1.1, right, Nolani?
That was on 1.1 and 1.2.
Okay, let's go and scroll down.
So at, let's see here. That was grammatical for
Okay,
2.1.3.
okay.
His
You see-
comment on 3.1.1 states, oddly, the Brown Act does not require standing committees to have a regular committee schedule. Regarding the Monday, April 13, 2020 Policy Committee meeting, the agenda appears to have been posted on Friday afternoon, less than 72 hours prior to the meeting. However, what category of committee or meeting this may be is not clear from these procedures, or whether they even apply to it.
Well, first off, wanted to address the posting of the agenda, Nelly. That's not true, right? You posted this on Thursday, correct?
On Thursday.
Yeah, I printed all that stuff on Thursday afternoon.
I wonder why he thinks it's on Friday. Does it say when it was posted? Like, does it have a timestamp?
The only thing that I can think of, Scott, is the fact that Gina had sent out the Gov outreach notice, just letting the public know that the agenda was prepared for both meetings,
Uh-huh.
but everything had been posted on Thursday for the policy review.
But when you post it, does it have like a timestamp when it was posted?
I believe that it does. I can double check.
Okay, let's just double check on that. Okay, and then his other comments was regarding if the standing committee, again, can you read that again for me, where his concern on the standing committee?
Sure. The Brown Act does not require standing committees to have a regular meeting schedule. So
I guess
That's
the question
true.
is, what's a standing committee? Maybe we just take that question.
Well, like like an ad hoc committee.
ad hoc committee.
Okay,
We don't
No,
have a regular.
an ad hoc committee is not a standing committee.
no.
Or like the liaison committee would be
Temporary.
a standing committee, right?
Well, let's give that comment to Alan and let's see what he says. Is that okay with the committee?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. 3.13, significant issues before the board. The district clerk shall develop and maintain an advanced listing of significant issues that are likely to come before the board. Mr. Mosher states that it is good to see this. Will the list be posted for the public to see without making a special request?
Yeah, that's
It
just like the
could.
agenda for the meeting. I think we do that already.
You know, I remember we used to do that in agendas like upcoming events or upcoming issues. We stopped doing that.
I think, Scott, that this is just another separate list. It's not necessarily a formal agenda that we used to post, not like our action agenda,
Yeah,
you know, the action taken by the board before the minutes were adopted. This is more of any upcoming issues that the board may be considering in the future. This list, if it is going to be prepared, is this something that we are going to put forth to the public just regularly on our website? Or is this something that the public will need to request from us if we are maintaining a list like this?
I guess that question for the standing committee, what's the pleasure? I mean, if we're gonna talk about transparency, it probably, should maybe put a list on the district clerk's page saying here are some upcoming issues. We could do that. Do you foresee that to be a challenging task for you, Nolani?
No, I can definitely do it if the board would like to do that. I would assume, Scott, that it's something similar to what we put together for the CAC in terms of topics of discussion coming forward
Mm-hmm.
during the year.
Yeah.
If this is something that we'd like to do for the board as well, if the board has issues that they'd like to address that they know will be upcoming, we can definitely put that together.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be all encompassing either. It can
No.
be things that are on our,
General.
right?
Right,
Yeah, they,
But
yeah,
let
they
me-
can be long range plans.
yes,
Be long range, yeah. Let me interrupt real quick. Back to that, when the agenda was posted or when the notification went out.
yes,
I have my email, that you send out to the general public about agendas,
yes.
and it's April 10th at 12:46 PM.
Okay,
So that would have been Friday afternoon.
okay.
So which
That's,
gives,
that's the email you received. That's not when it was actually posted.
Correct.
that's
Right.
the email that goes out. You know how we get ours?
Yes,
That tells us to
Got-
board docs.
yes.
I don't have that one. I kept this one, the one that goes to the general public.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's
that
more
make sense?
important though, but what's more important though is we need to know if, when it was actually on the agenda, when was it posted, when was this actually on the agenda?
Yeah.
That's what we need to find out. When was it actually on the website? Okay. Okay, so on 3.13, then, is the community okay, having a list, future list and post that on the website?
I
Should we
think that's
talk
a lot.
about that at the,
That's-
should we talk about that at the board meeting? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is something we definitely could talk about at the board meeting. Once the committee, makes its recommendation, we'll bring this handbook to the board for final,
Okay.
adoption consideration. And this is one issue we could talk about.
Yeah, you should highlight this one then for the board so we can talk about it a little bit
Diana was going to say,
when we bring it back.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's overkill. We have, everything's on the agenda. We're transparent that way. This, to me, is a little more, I don't know. I mean, yes, it is more transparent, but it also seems to me kind of busy work that,
Well,
to keep that up.
I think it's good, only because there's certain issues that the public might be interested in. And so if they know that we're going to be talking about this and there's a date assigned to it, then they'll know, okay, I need to pay attention on this board meeting.
Mhm.
well, I think one of the hazards to it is something may come up and say, oh, that's something we need to talk about in the future. And let's say it gets resolved and goes away. Do we want the public coming back to us and say, hey, what did you do about that issue that is no longer showing up? Did you sweep it
Mhm.
under the carpet? There are some negative effects that this could cause, but just putting stuff on the website saying, hey, we're looking at these, a new fog program or a new recycling program, I don't think that hurts.
Yeah. It keeps us, I think it keeps us focused. I think the challenge will have to also make sure it's updated. I think
Yeah.
we're going to remember to do that, is make sure it's updated. Okay, so this would be a good item to discuss at the board meeting.
Okay.
Okay, Nolan, can you, let's go on to the next one, please.
Yes. Item of study. Can items of study include action items? And this is during the study sessions, the order of business. This is how our agenda is set up. Can items of study include action items? Typically, the board does not take action at a study session. However, the board has taken action when needed to. So I think that, yes, this could include action items.
Okay,
Right.
okay, sounds good.
All right, moving forward. Board of Directors regular meeting. The question, it's just grammatical,
Mm-hmm,
public hearings.
mm-hmm.
So we'll make note of that. Under old business, Mr. Mosher's comment is, at least in recent meetings, I do not recall either of these categories having been used. Instead, old and new business seems to be handled under the consent calendar or reports categories. What are they intended for?
Well, I know
These-
old business, new business, that's usually we use that when the board has a specific item they want to request and it's not a general manager's report. General manager's report is something that I put on or what staff believes is that we need to bring forward to the board. Usually when a board member talks about want to be nominated for CSDA or LAFCO or stuff like that, we usually put it on the new business or old business. It's usually a board driven issue.
Yeah.
No, we've used old business and new business before in the past. So,
Okay.
any questions on that?
No, I think that
Can you hear me?
is,
Don't we
Okay,
list
Art,
those
you're
already
breaking up.
on our agendas?
What's that?
Don't we list those already on our agenda for the beads? Old business and new business?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
we do.
it's already on our agenda. It's listed on our agenda. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I think that was his question.
Yes.
The-
they're on our agenda.
His question was, why are those two categories listed on the agenda if they're not being used? Like, what is the intent of those?
Well,
So-
those are used,
Yes,
periodically they're used.
they are. Correct.
Mhm.
Especially if it's board driven.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, submission of materials by the public for board consideration. We ask that the agenda material be provided to the district clerk 24 hours before the board meeting. Mr. Mosher's comment is, this has become especially awkward with the board moving its meeting dates to Mondays.
Go back, Nolan.
How often does it happen, other than with him?
Right.
I haven't received any other comments, Director
Yep.
Schaefer.
Yeah, 24 hours. I think that's pretty. What does he want us to say? Friday, or, does he want, do we want to change that to the Friday before the board? I just think what you've got there is good enough.
Okay.
Didn't I read earlier there was 14 days prior to the meeting that people can submit it? Didn't I read that part of our,
It does ring a bell. I don't remember where, it does ring a bell. Seeing
I saw that like 20 minutes ago, that it's like 14 days they can submit it.
You saw that here on this board packet? Or in this
Yes,
handbook?
I think so. I saw it somewhere, either on my earlier one I talked about or this one.
That's
I saw
public
14
request
days.
for, that's 2.1.3. Public request for placing an item on the agenda must be submitted by 12 noon, 14 working days prior to the meeting.
So that's
Yeah,
that's
and that
requesting to
contradicts
put
this
an
one.
item on the agenda board. This is if you wish to submit comments.
Oh, I see. Oh, so this is for comments?
If
Yes.
you wish to submit written or other materials. Yes.
I don't know. I think, Mike, what do you think? Just
Well,
leave it as it is?
Yeah, because there's two things. Written comments need to be given to us 24 hours, but public
Right.
comments can be made at the meeting. This 24 hours is only dealing with something they're going to give us in writing.
I
Okay.
see. Submit written comments. Well, his are written.
Yeah.
Does he
his
submit
are all-
those? You know,
But he
his are
does.
also,
He actually does both.
yeah, he does both.
Yeah.
But I think if we're posting the agenda on Friday, so whatever time we post Friday until we leave the office at 3:30, that's the 24 hours, because we're not, it doesn't leave the public that much time. Because
Realistically,
everything's on a
the
Monday,
public is able to email comments throughout the weekend. I would
and they're
still receive
accepted.
them. I would still receive them Monday, all the way up until the time before the meeting. And we've been pretty good about accepting late comments like that and producing it out. So
Okay.
I think
So-
that the way that it reads is fine, if it's okay with the committee.
Well,
And it doesn't happen that often that we,
It
No.
doesn't.
okay, so you bring up a point I think we might need to talk about in terms of, this says written materials, submission of written materials. Do we need to say or electronically submitted materials? Is that
I don't
being
know.
too
I think that's,
nitpicky?
I think that's kind
Well,
of,
if you want to be clear, I mean, that's pretty explicit and that's very clear, saying electronically 24 hours, because if you send it by mail, regular mail, it's
Yeah.
not gonna get to us.
well, we can say written comment including electronically submitted or.
yeah, you could
Yeah.
add that.
I hate to overpick it, but I guarantee it'll come
Yeah.
up.
okay.
Right.
Okay. Very good. Let's
But then
move on.
I think the next 3.4.2 addresses that the board has the option to review and consider anything that's submitted that day, which you do.
Mhm.
Very good.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the next comment, from Mr. Mosher.
Does he have a comment for every point?
No,
Not
Okay.
every.
Sorry.
Okay, meeting procedure, presiding officer, president. The line in question is, the president shall be the presiding officer at all meetings of the board of directors and shall be included as a member of the board of directors for all purposes unless otherwise expressly provided. His question is, what is this trying to say? The president is by definition a board member.
I believe what this is trying to say, and we can clean it up, but it's just trying to be clear that the president doesn't have any special powers, that the president is equal to the board members.
Mhm.
I think that's what this is trying to say.
That now that you've said it that way, Scott, I agree.
Okay. Grammatical. Okay, 4.7.2 special meetings. The notice shall be posted at least 24 hours prior on social media, including the district's Facebook and Twitter accounts. His question is, why does this differ from section 3.1 agenda posting?
I don't think it's different. I think if you look back, Diana, if you could look at it too, I think on that section, it does still say special meetings are posted 24 hours.
This is for special meetings, right?
Right.
Yes.
Which is a different kind of meeting.
Yeah, but he's saying this, what this is saying is different from another section in the handbook. And I
Well,
don't,
3.12 is Board of Directors' regular meetings and standing committee meetings shall be posted to the district's website no later than 72 hours or 24 hours before a special meeting.
right, so I think that's exactly what this is saying, is that special meeting has to be posted 24 hours. I'm not sure if he's commenting on the other section. about social
All
media.
we've done is we've made the comment twice.
Yeah,
But it's consistent.
It
Yeah.
is consistent, so why? Special meetings can get us into trouble more than anything else.
yeah.
So by having it there twice, I'm comfortable with that.
Well, if Mr. Mosher can further clarify, if
Yeah.
he's listening to our meeting right now, maybe he can further clarify in another correspondence.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. 4.7.5 is grammatical. Same. Okay. 4.7.5.7.2. The hearing shall be conducted by the president. Mr. Mosher's comment is, should this be changed to presided over? Conducted makes it sound like the hearing is held before that person alone. It is also unstated whether this hearing is conducted as an open or closed meeting.
Well, I think presiding over is fine. There's no issue. I think that's a good comment from Mr. Mosher. Just change that presiding over.
Yeah.
Open to closed. Hearings are all open. So if we need to clarify that, then maybe we should say.
No, because this section deals with what we do in closed sessions.
Mhm.
4.7.5 is entitled closed sessions.
Oh,
So
okay.
the answer to that would be it's in a closed meeting.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's under that. Okay. But we'll change conducted to presided over, right? We agree to that. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. 4.7.8 public hearings required by law. The president may allot the available time to those persons who have filed a request to speak and the determination that the president may be overruled by a majority vote of the board of directors. His comments are, this implies the president or a majority of the board may deny requests to speak. What would be the grounds for doing that? In any event, I don't believe such power to deny public participation is consistent with the Brown Act.
I think what it means, I mean, ours means that they can take more than the 3 minutes. The majority of the board would approve it.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
not
let
reading,
people-
I'm not reading it that denies people to speak. It's just saying that under the law that the minimum you need to give them 3 minutes. The
Right.
board has always been very gracious enough to give them longer than 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And if they want to even go longer than 5 minutes, then the board can make that decision.
Yeah, that's how I read it. I mean, I think what we have there is fine.
Yeah, I don't think we're denying people speaking at all.
Mhm.
No, not at all. We're more than generous.
Yeah. But you also got to think about this, Art, that, this handbook is all for future board of directors. So assuming that you're not on there, we want to make sure that that future board members understand that they cannot shut the public out, that this wording is meant to comply with the law, that minimum is 3 minutes, and we can be more specific if we want to, but minimum is 3 minutes. And then if the board wants a lot more time, then they can make that decision.
I mean, you want to add that part to it, or just leave it as it is? You want to add that part? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And if you're going to be there to inform the board, new members,
Well,
that this is the way we do it.
it might not be a bad idea to put in there, because again, for new board members, to let them know that minimum is 3 minutes, and we could say that in the handbook, and then say, as it says here, that the board can allot more time if it wants to.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, forms of board action, 4.8.1, ordinances and resolutions. Ordinances will go into effect upon the expiration of the week of publication pursuant to California Health and Safety Code. Mr. Mosher's question is, what is this trying to say? When does a week expire?
Okay, so do we say more explicit 7 days, after 7 days?
Yeah, I think we should.
Do we say that, Nolani, after 7 days
That's
publication?
fine.
Or 7 days or 7 business days, or can we say, can
Yeah,
Saturdays and Sundays be included in that?
Yeah.
Holidays,
7
So
business days.
calendar days, 7 calendar days.
7 calendar days. Okay.
Scott, do you mind if we just check with Alan just to
Yeah, good idea.
Sure.
make sure we're saying that correctly?
Okay.
And then the next line, at the time of adoption of an ordinance or resolution, it shall be read in full unless after the reading of the title thereof.
We could just take that highlighted sentence out.
Well, we don't typically read the resolutions or the ordinances in full during the meetings. We do just read the titles.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So his question is, well, the first thing is, this reads as an incomplete phrase, are words missing? In any event, how is it decided if an ordinance is read in full or by title? We typically waive reading the entire ordinance or resolutions. And I don't personally recall either happening at CMSC board meetings. Beyond that, the practice of city councils of conducting first and second readings of proposed ordinances at separate meetings seems far more likely to result in good law, and I would recommend CMSC voluntarily adopt it. We don't do a first and second reading of our ordinances and resolutions.
And is there there's no state law that requires us to do that?
No.
Yeah, okay. It's up to the committee what the committee wants to do.
I agree with Nolani says.
Yeah, I do too. First and second readings are provided for city councils and state and local jurisdictions that are above us. As long as we're meeting the health and safety code, I say stick with it.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, let's move on.
All right. What section is this? Proclamations. 4.9.1 under proclamations regarding quorum. A majority of the board, including the president, shall constitute a quorum for the purpose of transacting district business.
Yeah, we
Mr.
have to take that part
Moment
out.
Yeah, I would say take that out.
Okay.
Yes, that's-
So take out, including the president?
Including the president.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Minutes. 4.10, for every action taken by the board, the vote or abstention of each member shall be recorded. His question is, why wasn't this included in section 4.2?
Is he saying that for every vote, we have to take a roll call vote?
No,
Because, sometimes we just do it unanimous.
I think it's just asking for consistency, so that we just put something like that in 4.2, Nolani?
That's fine.
I mean, that's what I'm interpreting, just for consistency reason.
Yeah.
4.2 does include it. It's just worded different.
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading.
That's
So
why,
do we word it the same so it's consistent? Or does
sure.
it matter?
No, I'd go ahead and word it the same. It doesn't hurt anything. I think that if I remember right, when I was president, at the end of every vote, we're supposed to say, that vote is unanimous with one abstention. I mean, we need to remind everyone who becomes president that they should be doing that, because by saying that verbally, that's redundant, but by saying that, you are recording everybody's vote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Very good. Let's move on.
Okay. All right, under 4.12, public comment. The board of directors shall allow any member of the public to address them on any matter of interest that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the district and that is not on the scheduled agenda. His comment reads, including this phrase in the preamble to this section creates the impression that the section deals only with comments on non-agenda items. Where does one find the rules for comments on agenda items?
Well, again, this is dealing with one section of the meeting, the public comments section of the meeting. When we're talking about items, does it specifically say, is we're dealing with things, that's when we allow comment? Not sure I said that right, but.
What was Mosier's comment?
Well, he wants to know, shall allow, comment
Cut off
during.
twice by my phone.
He's
Go ahead,
questioning,
Mike.
where does one find the rules for comments on agenda items?
Under the Brown Act.
Well,
Yeah,
let's just.
that's a
let's
good
just-
question. Good
let's
answer.
just- Let's just make it very clear. Let's just clean that up, make it very clear that people can, comment on the agenda under public comments. Let's just make it more clear.
Yeah.
So just put that in that paragraph, add that,
Something like that, yeah.
clarify.
Okay,
And then he also said something about people that it's double the time, or maybe that was time limits. Is that what he's?
Pooling time,
Yeah.
4.
Translator time.
Yeah, I think that's good. Good. We should put that in there. I didn't know that, so let's put that in there.
Is it the president grants the extra time or the board?
Well, I think, no, he's saying that, that people with special, disabilities, I guess, hearing disabilities, or what was he saying? What was it?
Translator.
Translator, yeah, it was a translator, there's a government code that cites that they get double that time. So we should probably put that,
Okay. Yeah, it's probably a good addition.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Can we check with Alan
That
on that one first, though?
Yeah,
Well,
check.
it's the code
He's
says.
probably right, though.
Code says.
Is it right, Scott? As long as you know it's correct, that's fine.
I'm sure it is. Mr.
Okay.
Mosher is pretty accurate.
Yeah, he's a pretty thorough guy.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
move on.
polling time. He's questioning if we should delete this section. Or delete this word, sorry. He says the word not seems to unintentionally reverse the sense of the sentence. The sentence, do you need me to read the sentence or is everybody?
I'm okay with the word not in there. I don't know what the other committees thinks about it.
I agree with Scott. Not doesn't, I don't see where not hurts anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, 4.12.3, board and staff responses. Mr. Mosher's comment reads, this section appears to apply only to comments on non-agenda items. Providing this title without that qualification creates the misimpression the board is prohibited from engaging with the public in a more open and freewheeling fashion on agenda topics. The Brown Act imposes no such restrictions on board or staff interaction with the public on agenda matters. Sorry.
I think this section is trying to just put in place some order, some rules and orders so that no one kind of speaks out of tone. Or I know sometimes in our board members, which there's been some staff members that would address the board before being addressed. And I think this is just trying to set some rules and some quorum.
Nothing for him. Yeah, thank you. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so 4.14, 3.1, that's just grammatical. We'll add that. Formatting. Grammatical. And that's it. Those are all of his comments.
Okay.
That's quite a few.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll make some of the changes and there's a couple issues that we need to have Alan review, and then we'll present it to the board for review and discussion, and possibly adoption. Any, do you want to go over the operations committee now? No,
Okay.
can you bring up the
Yes.
operations?
I'm
you.
getting it up now, sir.
Thank you.
All right, there.
Before we start, I just want to bring up, I'll need to look through the operations code, but I guess there's not a clear definition as to what is considered a multifamily home. So under different finance managers, there's been different interpretations. And so I think we need to clarify that in the operations code, and we have the definition OCSD, what they use. So we might want to be consistent with that.
What page is
OCSD says multifamily residences are two or more residences that are attached and are on a single property tax bill with the same owner, which are duplexes, triplexes, apartment complexes, etc. So I guess we don't, Caitlin brought this to my attention that it's not defined in our code.
Are you saying we should put that in there then?
Yes.
And it should probably be consistent with OCSD too.
So, I mean, we'll have to find the exact, we'll have to find the appropriate place for it.
While you're looking at that though, it didn't sound like it defined like planned unit developments or townhomes or condominiums. Because what you just read says they're all in the same property tax bill, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's two or more.
Yeah, but two or more could also be a planned unit development or a condo or a townhome. They
Mhm.
each get their own property tax bill.
Be just on, they'd be individual. It wouldn't be two or more.
So does that take them out of the definition of multifamily when they get their own property tax bill?
Well,
I think so, because in my we have 29 units in mine, and
Yeah.
we each have our own property tax.
But you're still a multifamily definition,
Not really, because each one is paying separately.
but you're attached to someone else.
Yeah, we are attached. You're right there.
I don't want to
But we're
overkill.
attached, but we're all, yeah, we don't want to overkill it. I think what the
Yeah.
county did was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I guess my point is, as long as we stick to that individual or non-individual property tax, that would be the
Right.
key.
That's the key right there, exactly.
Diane,
You
does
just have
that
to
make,
find a spot
okay,
to put,
so as,
go ahead, Diana.
oh, no, go ahead.
Do we have that listed in the other part of the operations code already, or
I
do we just have to
don't-
insert it?
I'll have to look back. I just wanted to bring this up. I'll look for the appropriate place for that.
Okay.
I was just referring to an email Caitlin had sent me, and so I wanted to make sure we address this, but let me
Good.
look for it.
Who sent that to you? Caitlin?
Caitlin,
Okay,
because she said that when, I guess when Wendy was finance manager, she thought a multifamily were homes that shared a wall like apartments, so she was hesitant to make a policy change. And then,
that's
Caitlin.
my case. I'm attached. We have 3 attached in each one of the units, but we all pay separate taxes. So I think the one the county has is pretty good.
Okay, we'll take a look at the county.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the operations code, Mr. Mosier has submitted a lot of comments. What's the pleasure of the committee? Do you want to go through these page by page, or do you want to go where we left off? What do you want to do?
let's
How
go
many
where we,
comments does it have?
What's that? We couldn't hear you.
I would
Art.
say go where we left off, finish
Page
it, and then if we
60.
have to go back and look at comments that are relevant, do that later.
Okay,
Okay.
I'd
Well,
like to get the meat. I'd like to get through the meat of this thing so that we at least have an overall understanding, that we're done with that part of it.
okay, and where do we left off on page 60?
68.
Can we
We
go
left
there,
off at
Melanie?
fogged,
68?
right?
Now we're on
I have,
6. Now we're on the
No, we stopped at 6.06 sewer charges.
yes.
Hold on. $6.06, you said, Director Hubert?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy with all the scrolling.
As
We're
long as you're
almost
not
there.
on page 1.
6.05
Getting close.
and
To
there.
next, there we go.
6.06, here we are.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay. 6.07.
Oh, you went too far.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
This page, yes. What's his comment there? Just,
No comments here.
I would go over.
Shall I move forward?
Yes.
yeah, I'm good with 16.
I don't think there's any changes there.
No.
Under fog control, just one comment, there is no annotation indicating when or how the following sections were adopted. Okay,
Was that his question?
yeah, that was his comment, so I'll have to look at that.
Because I'm sure we have a date when they were adopted.
Yes,
they were.
yes, we do. We just gotta find out what it is.
If I lose contact about 3 times, I have to keep redialing. Just so you know.
Okay.
Page 7 is just the font. That's
Yeah,
that needs to be updated.
not seeing any comments here.
I have a question under, and basically it's, I guess, for commercial establishments. Scott, maybe you can help me with this.
Okay.
When we made the exception, or when we gave the, I'm not sure what we did to Denny's on Harbor Boulevard.
Yeah.
Is the authority to do what we did in this section? Or was that just a board action that we decided to take?
Well, the enforcement was based on this code. That's how we brought it to you, because
Yeah.
you were violating this code of the ordinance. Your action, yes, is basically what you decided to do. And again, that was your decision.
There's nothing by code that says we're allowed to do that. It's
No.
just basically a direction of the board,
Right. Right.
which is fine. I'm not arguing that. Well, that's enough. As long as we have the enforcement part of it, I guess I'm okay.
Okay. So nothing in the fog program that stood out for the committee.
No,
I
just
don't
some
think
font.
so.
changes.
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
You may want to consult with our rep to see if there's any changes what he's doing.
Also, I'll just make sure it's consistent with our sewer system management plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're at 6.08. No comments yet from the public. No comments on 6.08 from the committee?
I don't see anything. That whole section is pretty good.
I have
well,
for pre-treatment ideas.
For pre-treatment?
Okay, yeah, the district has a 6.08.060. Probably operated treatment works responsible. Oh, I guess that just treatment works is kind of a odd.
Pre-treatment.
I don't know. Is that the correct terminology then? As a publicly operated, the district has recognized the Orange County Sanitation District as a publicly operated treatment works responsible. I mean, that's what you would call it. That was my question. That's
Well, we give them the authority to treat our waste based on that, as far as I'm concerned. We
so
don't treat
treatment
right.
works is the proper terminology, I guess.
that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
don't know either.
All right.
Let's move on.
Yep, hold on, got lost.
It's 6:08.
All right, so 6.09,
Does he have any
Damage-
comments?
damage to district property. Any comments or questions there?
No.
Mike, do you see any?
No, I kept thinking about the contractor who poured this stuff down the, and this is where we got
Right.
that. No,
Right.
this looks fine.
Okay.
6.10, cost recovery. Any questions or comments from the committee?
Mm,
Not really. I think this whole the rest of the sections look pretty good.
Okay.
Can you go back,
Chapter 7, Title 7, trash regulations.
Nola, can you go back to, up one more page on the, section? Right there.
This one here?
Yeah, right there. Let me just read that real quick. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Title 7, trash regulations.
About, I think we're okay.
Okay.
We're good.
Under 7.01054, am I missing, you know how we give people an extra organics cart at no charge? I don't see that in here.
Okay.
Is that going to be ongoing that we're not going to charge? I thought that was a
That's a
timeframe.
great question. I don't think the board's decide, or we haven't gotten any feedback from CR&R as to whether we're going to continue that or not, right?
Well, we've always said that. I mean, I've never heard that it's always been our policies that people will get 4 carts, right? 2 organics and 2 mixed waste carts. I haven't heard anything different.
Well, they can request 1 additional organics cart for no charge, but I thought that was not going to be permanent. I don't
I
know.
don't remember. No, I don't remember hearing that
Okay.
at all. No.
Well, look at number D on page 83 at the top. It says, no charge shall be imposed with only 1 mixed waste container and 1 organics if they want an additional mixed waste and or organics. So that puts them at 3, Scott, not 4.
Yeah. What section is that?
It's on page 83. It's
D,
D 701-054 subsection
Right there.
D, right there.
Okay, we'll clean that up.
Okay.
Okay, good catch.
Okay.
then I have at the bottom on the permitted trash, prohibited materials, C. And it still states large items may be collected at certain times. We need to change that to residents can up to 3 times a year. We can do
Right, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
up to 3
Right.
times a year or maximum of 30 items annually per address as requested by resident.
Yeah, good catch.
And then we need to take
Do
out at the bottom, tires and add expired unused medication. Well, other special programs may cover Christmas trees, used oil, used syringes, take out tires and add expired medication and sharps programs. Shouldn't we add those?
Yep.
Should we add the hazardous waste program?
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
door,
Like, I mean, because we have that program now.
yes.
I don't see that listed as a separate item.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, because my son just had some picked up on Friday.
Why, did he move or something?
Pardon me?
Did he
Yeah,
move
he's
or?
moving. No, he's moving this week.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, I know. I got to tell you, the rain damaged his new roof, so he's coming to you.
Oh, he's got a
Just
claim
kidding.
already? That's no good.
Just kidding.
Under section 7.01.070, permitted trash, prohibited materials, Mr. Mosher comments that under section 1, trash and recycling material as described in section so forth shall be placed only in containers designated as mixed waste containers. His question is, adding the word only helps to clarify placing these in the other container is not allowed.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah, you have to look at that and see,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's a good idea.
Under number 4, construction debris, sod, concrete, rocks, dirt, manure, and lumber. His question is, isn't pet waste allowed in the organics cart? If so, why wouldn't manure be okay?
He's right. I'm not sure, is manure recyclable for the organics?
Pet waste is, as long as it's not,
I know.
but-
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying manure, that's not,
that sounds
not
like,
waste.
yeah.
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Yeah, I'm sure manure is, but we can confirm.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
confirm it with the R&R first.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I have back on page 85, annual trash charges. Section 7.02.040. After the charges have been confirmed, the clerk shall file a copy of the report with the auditor in the manner required by Health and Safety Code. So we're doing that? I had a question about that.
I believe that we
I'm
are,
not-
Guy.
Okay.
Is that our auditor or the county auditor?
The county auditor.
Yeah, why would our auditor need to know, right?
I guess, should we add the word county auditor? That's why I had a question there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to open that up.
That's a good, I mean, when you were thinking auditor, I was thinking the state auditor. So it's probably
that's what I was
good to clarify.
So say the words county auditor
Yeah,
with
We
county.
should research that to make sure.
okay,
You know what I mean?
right.
Because I'm not sure what it does either.
We'll
If it's
look it up.
state or
We'll look
county.
up, we'll have to look at what it says in the Health and Safety Code, what that section says. That's
Yeah.
what, that'll refer to what auditor is referring to.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, Guy. Okay, lots of comments under chapter 8.01 recycling. Section 8.01.040 permitted recycling materials. The following are permitted to be placed in the mixed waste carts. The first comment is, the purpose of this list is not entirely clear since anything not prohibited by section 7.01.070 can be placed in the mixed waste carts. The distinction seems important. These materials are not supposed to be put in the organics cart. In reference to item B of that section, aluminum and metal cans, non-ferrous metals, tin. Mr. Mosher asks, why is ferrous metal excluded from the list? Iron would seem something with a long history of being reused, and there is no prohibition on placing it in the cart as this list might imply.
It's a good
And
question.
then,
We can ask CNR on this one. That's a good question.
okay, then section E, plastics that include the following types. His question is, isn't it true some of these types are no longer recycled?
Yeah.
So
good
do we
point.
need to update the list of the types of plastic too then,
Probably.
Scott?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
CR&R again,
Yep.
they
Yep.
would know. Well, should we add the mixed waste container to the permitted recycling materials in the mixed waste containers, like you said?
But, you know, right now they're not recycling anything. Is that correct, Scott? They're taking everything to the landfill.
Well, they are now because of COVID-19, but that's not going to be
That's what I
forever.
mean. I know, but should we, you know, make a statement to that effect?
I think we need to
Because-
leave it, I think we need to leave it up to CNR to make that decision.
Okay.
But back to
But-
Diana's question, putting mixed waste doesn't hurt anything.
So there's
No,
no.
not at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's clarification.
Yeah, you have to have CRNR about those from 1 through 7 there.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true. The market's changed. So,
I don't know, the market's changed.
let's good question to ask them. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay. Permitted organics material, 8.01.050. Should
This
there
is
be a
where-
list?
We need to find out where manure goes on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Should there be a list with examples of things that cannot be placed in the organics cart? That would seem especially important if people are misinterpreting the rules.
Okay. Yeah, we could put some language in there. So, I mean, referencing, you know,
Just look, if they look above.
yeah,
look up
exactly. The section above,
801.
exactly. The section above cannot go in here. Something like that. Something simple.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We need to put on there, if it's not in this list, don't put it in there.
Don't put it in.
If you put too many things on that lid, these can go in,
Yeah.
these can't go in. People are are people really gonna stand there and read all of, let's just put in there, if it's not on this list, don't put it in here.
Yeah, but
So-
nobody's probably gonna be looking at our operations code specifically.
No, I'm talking about on the cans,
No,
right?
no, we don't want to put it on the cans, no.
So you can put,
But I'm-
without exception, the following are permitted to be placed in the, something like that, or?
Just something to the effect of, if it's not, you know, following our permitted, if it's not on the list, it's not, I don't know. Make it as simple as possible.
The following are permitted to be placed in the organics.
The following are the only items permitted to be put in. Something to that effect, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure. No, we,
And then
we'll clean it up. We know what you're saying.
So on letter B, branches, the question is there a diameter limit?
No, as long as it can fit in the, you know,
If it-
As long as they fit in the bin.
weigh it down, you know, like if you put a big, huge tree trunk in there, as long as they can lift it up, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it can't be, also, you know, the length's an issue too, but I think people just use their common sense, right? I mean,
I think that's why he's asking. Maybe he's concerned that other people aren't going to use their common sense.
Well, if
No,
it
as
doesn't
long
fit,
as it fits in the bin, it's okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
The truck can lift it.
like a 6-foot branch in there and it's high sticking out. Would the truck pick it up? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, so that's.
do
I
we,
think that's where
do
you
we
get-
state
be more
then
explicit.
that the lid has to be able to close completely? Do we state that? Do we need to state that?
Yeah, I think it does state the
That's what-
gates have to be closed.
Yeah, the lid must be closed. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Mhm.
They're to be placed in the organics container for collection with, I don't know how you say, not with the lid closed. And not overflowing, or
It goes, I
what would
mean,
you
you know, I mean, it kind of goes with if you really want to be technical, you should probably, you know, on the recycling stuff, you should tell people that they need to break down their cardboards. Because that's something people never do. I mean, at my house, I always break up my cardboard so I can fit it in my recyclables, where you see a ton of people just put the whole box in
The whole box.
on the street?
Right.
and the lid's
Or-
just open. I mean, if you really want to be technical, we should tell you need to break down your cardboard.
We can overcomplicate this and make it as specific as we want. But I think, Scott, you just nailed it. Common sense, even if we put something in there about the following are permitted to be placed in the organic container for collection, without overflowing or with, as long as, let's make it as simple as we can.
Okay,
But we know a lot of people don't have common sense.
do that.
I beg your pardon.
Not the present company, but
Oh, thanks for clarifying.
Okay, no other questions on section 8?
Nope.
Okay, Title 9, sewer and trash charges, charge exemptions and reductions. I have no comments here. Anything from the committee?
No,
Okay.
well, I have to look back. It's been so long. Have we addressed refunds? Is that in here?
We're coming up right now.
Next chapter right here.
Okay,
So chapter 9.02 sewer and trash refunds.
it's right there. Okay.
The comment reads, recent board experience with refund requests suggests this chapter needs a major rewrite.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
Limitations were referred to, but it's unclear from this what the district's actual policy is. The lack of clarity is compounded by the references to external codes without explaining what they say. It also does not appear to address the situation contemplated in 9.02.010, which CMSD discovers it has made an error and wishes to offer a refund to ratepayers without their having discovered it and filed a claim.
Yeah, I think this code, we need to take this code out separately and be addressed by the board on its own because of what recent decisions have been made.
Right.
I think he's
Yeah.
right.
I agree.
and we should put in the new rules, new laws too, the
Yeah,
new law. It's
yeah.
only 6 months.
what I would like to see done is have this pulled out. Let Alan give us his opinion on
Yes.
what we've done recently and what needs to be. And I think this whole chapter needs to be a study session item for all of us to look at.
Agreed.
Yes.
I
think-
agree.
Yeah, and we need to be consistent because at the January board meeting, we said 6 months for sewer, but trash is up to 1 year.
Yeah, it's
And
It's
then
all-
we also need to add in here how many years we can go back after someone without back billing. That's my note, yeah. So,
It's only 6 months.
yeah,
Well,
Oh,
Al was pretty specific on that, and we need to get his input on this.
Yeah, I agree.
okay. So we'll pull this whole chapter out and make a study session and revise it where it's needed to be revised.
Okay,
Okay, so let's move on.
all right. Chapter 10, risk management. Director Schaefer, this is your area.
I don't know, after the rate increases, I don't want to be associated with them.
We need a new president.
I'll be the first to vote for that.
Not me.
Yeah,
Okay, the question for section 10.01.060 for claims manual. Does this supersede the earlier provisions about claims processing?
no, this claims manual is for STRMA's purposes, not for our claims processing, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need to change the date of that, the resolution, or is that okay? Have you changed it at all, Mike?
I'm not sure. You might, Diana, maybe check with Ellen Dowdy and see if that has been changed. It could have easily have been changed.
so see if that's appropriate. Okay.
Yeah.
And just see, because we have to have a different resolution if it's changed.
True.
Well, yeah, but this resolution is the one made by us at the SDRMA board, not by the CMSD.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's our resolution, the 94 and 1994. You know what I'm saying? If there's
But I
any
think-
changes that we made, we may have to look at it again.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
pull up that resolution and see what it says.
Yeah,
Okay.
But, and then going back to, we need to update the section 10.01.030. The safety loss control committee, we refer to it just as safety committee, but we need to add consisting of the appropriate supervisory personnel and staff members are also on that committee.
Mhm.
And then, 7 days, the committee shall meet. Okay. Yes. And then section 10.01.050. The safety manual prepared by the SDRMA as the same may be omitted from time to time is adopted as a district safety manual, which I guess, so then our safety manual, Scott, is taken from SDRMA's policies, right? Templates?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so we keep that.
Okay, let's move on.
Almost there, guys. 4 more pages. Okay, emergencies. Scott, do you have any questions or comments on emergencies?
We need to sorry.
The operation plan?
We just need to update our address, 10.03.050.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to change that.
And now that there's a new coordinator with the county, I can't remember her name. Does that need to be updated in any way? Or is it just by the title?
I think it's just by the title. No names are included.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good job.
County action, yeah.
You know,
And that's
Lonnie,
it.
I'll bring my iPad by later.
Sure, I'll be here.
Now,
Okay.
is there other documents we have to review?
We did the admin regulations, employee handbook. I think we've done them all, haven't
Did
we?
we
And
do
then
did we do the employee handbook?
we
Yeah.
decided we weren't going to do it, that we updated as going, but I have updates that I'm making that I'll put through. I'll send the corrections.
So the committee's not going to review the employee handbook?
That's what we said in the first meeting.
It was done separately, Scott.
Okay. Okay, so I guess the next step is to revise these documents, have a legal review, and then we can put them on a study session for discussion. And then after study session, we can bring it back to the board for adoption.
Yeah, let's just make sure we do that 9.02 as a separate
Yes,
Well,
definitely.
whole encompassing thing. Let's get that one out of the way.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Okay. All right, so then
Okay,
this,
I'm back.
so then
There you go.
I'm back.
then this will be the last meeting of the ad hoc committee then, right?
I think so, as long as we've done them all, unless you want us to look at it after we get it all finished and typed up.
I think
But I don't-
that'd be maybe a good idea to send it to the study session,
Okay,
and then
That'd
ad
be
hoc
good.
can make comments on the study session.
okay.
Scott, do you know
I'm
which
fine.
study session you'd like to place us on? Are we looking at May, June,
No,
July?
After we get it all retyped up.
yeah,
So-
there's a lot of work we got to do still, and then it's got to be reviewed by Alan. It's probably not,
Right.
maybe June, probably
June?
June.
Okay,
Yeah, I would prefer this is pretty all encompassing. I think we need to save it for when we get back to live get together meetings, not on a Zoom meeting. There's too many variables and we need to have this in front of everybody while we're all together, not teleconference.
Right.
Yes, agreed.
But we have to do it this way for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what we'll do once it gets back to normal.
And also some of the comments that were made by Mr. Mosier at the beginning of the document, staff will look at those and if it's okay with the committee, we'll make a determination to accept or deny his comments. And if there's any legal issues, we'll bring it to Alan for review.
It's okay with me.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job on the board of directors. Whoever put the board of directors manual together, Diana, was that
That
you?
wasn't me. That was all Scott.
Yeah.
good job, Scott.
It was okay.
It's okay now, right?
It's okay now. That was good. I'm glad we have that. That was a good job.
Well, that's one
Yes.
of the benefits of going to the conferences. You learn something, and that's something I took back at one of the conferences.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, everyone. Well, have a good day. And then don't forget study session meeting tomorrow at 9:30. Also, the line, just FYI, I got a phone message from President Fairman. It sounds like he might be having some issues again. So stay tuned.
I did receive a phone message from him as well. I'm gonna call him back.
Okay, thank you. Thank
You know,
you.
what
And
you
then-
could do, hey, Scott,
Yes.
Scott, what you could do is if he's having problems, just have him come into the conference room by himself and set him up.
I just wanted to let you know too, Scott, that I had uploaded Zoom to his iPad and to his phone. I had him walk through on how to connect. So all he's gonna have to do is just click the link and join, and he should be good to go. But if he needs help, I'm happy to do that.
But I guess we'll see how he tries tomorrow. And if he's still having difficulties, then maybe what Director Perry is saying, we're gonna have to do that. Allow him to come to the boardroom and get him set up there. Probably what we'll have to do. We'll
Just a thought. And
Yeah.
maybe call him like at 9:15 or something, just to make sure he's all set.
Yeah, we'll call him like by 9. I think 9 o'clock we should call him.
Yeah, just say, hey, let's get on, make sure you're all set. And then
Yeah,
if you can't get on, then he can come to the boardroom
Definitely.
or to the conference room.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can call him around like 8:30 or something like that.
Yeah, because that's what I did. I tried to get on like a half hour early just to make sure I was set. Now I don't have any mic. But
No, that's a good
I'll bring
suggestion.
that in when I'm going to be babysitting in a minute or two, so I'll bring it in once they go to take a nap.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, thanks,
All right.
everybody.
I'm
Thanks,
gonna go
everyone.
take,
Good
I'm
job.
gonna go take my nap right now.
Yeah.
You're going to what?
Go take my nap
gonna-
right now. I need a
You're
nap.
still at bed, probably. You don't go to work till noon.
No, 1:30.
All right,
1:30 till
everyone,
2.
thank you.
Have a good
Okay.
job,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.